Hi, my name is Jeremy, and I want to talk to you guys today about something I know a lot of people try really hard not to think about. Student loans. More specifically, I want to talk about debt as it relates to being a physical therapist. Students come out of physical therapy school right now with about $96,000 in debt, according to the APTA. Man, that's hard to swallow. Get it? Because, cup. They're kind of assuming that you're going to a public school, though. If you're going to a private school like myself, you're probably closer to $200,000, if not more. Which begs the question, what are student loans and how do I best take care of them? So just want to start out by saying that I am not a financial advisor. I have no knowledge whatsoever besides just looking stuff up on the internet about this stuff, but I thought I'd share some of the things that I found in hopes that it might help some other people make a better decision as to what they should do with their finances moving forward. Okay, so some ground rules. Loans that are federally given to students, you have to repay. There is no claiming bankruptcy and then not having to pay those loans back. You will always have to pay those loans back. Now, Jeremy, I'm just a simple worker here. Now, what happens if I was to die? Do I still have to pay my loans then? I am like 90% sure they will follow you to the afterlife, find you, and make you pay back your student loans. Okay, so what about subsidized loans versus non-subsidized loans? If you're in a graduate program, 100% of the time your loans are going to be unsubsidized. That means that they're going to be capitalized while you're in grad school. That is to say that the interest on the loans are going to be added to the principal amount of the loan, and it's going to gain more interest over time. You want to know what makes it more complicated? Figuring out the best way to repay them. So the way I see it, you have two options when it comes to repaying your loans. One is you use a refinancing option, or two is you go into an income-driven repayment plan. So refinancing is best when the total loan amount that you have is less than 1.5 times what your expected salary is going to be. So hypothetically, if you had a loan of $200,000 and your salary was only going to be $80,000, it might be in your best interest to try to do an income-driven repayment plan rather than refinance. It's also important to note that refinancing is a one-way street. So that means that once you decide to refinance, you actually cannot go back and take advantage of the federal government programs set up to help you repay your loans. I am glad you bring up such programs as government repayment programs. What are they and how do I get involved with them? Sorry, that was really dumb. I think there are 12 different government repayment programs. Don't quote me. The three main ones that I think a lot of people hear the most about are IBRs, which is an income-based repayment plan, pay as you earn, and then a revised pay as you earn. So those three are going to be primarily what I'm talking about in this video. So I've made a Google Sheets that talks about these different repayment programs. What I'd like to do is spend the rest of this video kind of going through how I set up that Google Sheet so that other people can navigate it, and essentially use that as somewhat of an outline to kind of best figure what path might be best for you moving forward with trying to repay your student loans. Okay, so here's the real quick and dirty on the loan repayment options Google Sheets paper that I made. So on the first page, the no IDR, which is no income driven repayment plan, I want you to enter in your loan amount, and then I want you to also enter in your salary here. Also make sure you enter in the number of family members that you have, because this is going to dictate what these other two pages have to say. And then for here, I want you to enter in the amount that you want to pay every month as if you were going to super aggressively pay off your loans. I took some interest in calculating this, so the interest rate is 5%, which I think is a relatively conservative number if you were to consolidate all your loans into one. I think 5% is actually on probably the higher side, so I want you to have probably a more accurate idea of how long it would take to pay off your loans when you punch in this number. So given that your total principal amount is $250,000, it's a 5% interest, and you're paying $4,000 a month, how many months would it take for you to pay off your student loan? So you can scroll down and you can see as soon as it hits the negatives, that tells you that you've paid off your student loans, right? So it took 73 months, which is about 6 years, to pay off your student loans. So that's pretty, at least it's pretty helpful in giving you an idea of what or how long it would take for you to pay off your loans and what kind of obviously lifestyle you'd be living. $4,000 a month is more than half your pay as a physical therapist at $85,000. So I hope that gives you some idea. So for the income-based repayment plan, it's telling you that your monthly payment is going to be about $672. If you did the revised pay as you earn, your monthly payment is going to be a little bit less, $448. And if you were to do the revised pay as you earn with 401k contributions, you can see this is kind of maxing out all the deals, right? So you actually pay $390 a month. And for me, I like seeing visuals. So here is the total amount paid for the no IDR. You can see you paid the most and got nothing forgiven, which is a bummer, right? You want to maximize your profit. So in this one, you can see with the IBR, you paid $80,000 and then you actually had $226,000 forgiven, which that's pretty awesome. We like saving money, so if you go to revise pay as you earn, you actually pay a little bit less. So you're actually paying only $58,000 and you had $341,000 forgiven. I again like fantasizing and seeing what I could have. So revise pay as you earn with a 401k calculator, you actually paid the least amount with this one. You saved the most, and you basically earned $226,000 through your 401k growing. Both of the IBR and the Revise Pay As You Earn plan assume that you're going to be in public service loan forgiveness, which I'm going to do another video explaining public service loan forgiveness because that one deserves its own time in the spotlight. So I hope this was helpful. Please email me if you have any questions about this. I would love to talk to you about it, and feel free to contact me. All right, so that pretty much sums things up. Please feel free to contact me if you have any more questions that you don't feel like I fully answered, or you want more information about some of the things that I covered. Also, down below, I'm going to link additional resources. Definitely go through and look at those, because those are super important in trying to further your understanding of a lot of these terms that are being tossed around. So look at the resources for sure, the websites. There's a lot of good podcasts. Also, a friend of mine gave me this book. I would highly recommend getting a book at least similar to this. It really helps to put things in perspective, to have additional resources like that at hand when trying to understand a lot of this information. Shameless plug time. So we're raising money to help pay for both our licensure exam and a class that helps prepare us to take our licensure here in California. So if you liked this video and if you liked the Google Sheets, we ask that you donate towards our GoFundMe account for our cohort. We're trying to raise money so that we, trying to deal with all this student loan, we don't have another expenditure to have to take care of. So please visit the page, check it out, make a donation if you like this video or the Google Sheets. Or if you just liked my velvety voice. Thanks for watching.